nationwide, 1,000 more people are dying.
Things can't go on as they are, really.
Your heart sinks a little bit. We have no beds.
But the virus has left a legacy.
After only a year as a junior doctor, Tom is quitting the NHS.
I decided I was gonna go and test out what life is like in America, so I moved there for 4 weeks. Hours of travel so far, and I haven't even gotten to the place I'm supposed to stay at, but we outside. What's going on, good people? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, my name is Nai and I'm a junior doctor working in the UK. If you're a regular on this channel, I am so sorry for not posting a video in almost a year or something, but I was busy. I was really busy, like, you know, trying to like graduate and stuff, which I did, by the way. Separate video. So as I said before, I'm a doctor now, but I went to America as a student in my final year for my elective in interventional cardiology. It's always going to be different because the NHS is a public system, and in the US it's a mixture of private and public. In the US, stuff is well funded, there's less pressures, I guess. People do work longer hours. The fact that you have to kind of like deal with insurance companies is something we don't think about in the UK, so that's a big thing. Overall, I'd say that it's a more pleasant experience, I think, being a clinician in the US at the moment. I mean, the amount of snacks they have for staff, catering, enough parking, like a nice lounge and a library. So there was a lot of that. Yeah, just pulling up to work in the Aston Martin. Time to talk about money and spending. I think this is one of the biggest topics. I think I'll start with income. So I did a little bit of research. I'm not going to go into it, but I guess in terms of doctors in training, the difference in income between the UK and the US is not that big. Don't quote me. Generally, things like rent and like general cost of living may be slightly higher in the US. Depends where you live, obviously. I was in St. Louis in Missouri, which is a decent sized city, but it's not like New York or LA. So bear that in mind. I mean, you could find like bread going for like $6, which is kind of like, ooh, and then they haven't even put tax on it. Yeah, that's another thing. They add tax on prices when you pay. But then you find certain things that are really cheap, like public transport, like a bus ticket is like $1. And I went to like a ball game, I went to the zoo.
Chick-fil-A. Download the app tonight. Great offers.
It's very better.
Spending in America, is it expensive or is it cheaper than the UK? I think you're pretty safe saying Again, location dependent. I think in the States you need to like kind of assess where you are, because things do differ state to state and city to city. The weather is generally quite good where I was in St. Louis. 10-10 weather, like sunny most of the time, kind of rain here and there, and that's something I really don't get in the UK, because you get like 3 months of sunlight and then that's it. Weather definitely better in the US on average, I think, but they do have like extremes of weather. 2 tornado alarms went off and I kind of ran outside, but no one was there, so I was like, okay, back indoors, because there's a tornado, so stay inside. But yeah, you get those things, and like sometimes in certain areas it gets bad, but like I think generally weather is cool. So as you can see, I'm alive and well, but like I had a good experience. I didn't have any issues. There are some rough neighborhoods that like you could probably end up in a situation. Like I remember when I was in Atlanta. Atlanta is where Atlanta was yeah.
Why everybody walking around with guns on their pockets? Tell me why.
From what I established in my 4 weeks of living in America, it's not that big a difference enough for me at this stage to be like, oh, I really want to go to America. But I think it's actually dependent on your personal circumstances. For me, how comfortable I am right now where I'm at, okay, with my job, which I love, by the way. Love my job. I could consider it if I, got to a point where I wanted to leave this country. I could consider America for sure. But it's nothing I'm in a hurry for, as much as I enjoyed my elective. If you want to know more about my actual elective and how I applied and how I did all that stuff, stay tuned. I'm going to make a full video on that. But this was just, what's it like living in America compared to the UK for like a decent amount of time working there? Could keep talking forever. Guys, catch you in the next video. Stay moving, stay booming.